Good morning and welcome to First Light, discovering our Eden of the East, because
Latrobe Valley is
more than you imagined. 300 the bus there. I did. Latrobe City is more than you imagine. Good morning, Noel. How are you this morning?
very well, thank you.
It's absolutely a beautiful morning. Well, it's beautiful. Depends on your perspective of beautiful. The weather we've had recently is pretty full on. It's like been very, very wet. We are here at Pizza HQ in Churchill.
And having a great time. I think it's lovely, actually, Damien.
Yeah, I
don't
wet
mind
weather.
it at all.
It's good for the garden, good for the, I mean, we've obviously got a lot going on in the gardens with the Your Lawn Botanic Garden under development, and that's coming along really, really well.
And I think we'll speak about that a whole lot more
There'll be a lot of talking about that.
But I did want to, before we move on, just here at the lovely Pizza HQ in Churchill, we're back in Churchill.
We are back in Churchill.
Look, you can look out all the windows at the ranges. They're the
Gerarlangs. The Gerarlangs. It is, and the mist over the top of the hills there is absolutely fabulous.
And a bit of rain. It's actually lovely.
It is beautiful. I know. I mean, I've spoken to a number of people that have bed and breakfast type places here, and they talk about how they have regulars that come from Queensland in winter to stay here. They bring their family down. Give a big shout out to Brigadoon Cottages as well. They get booked out. A whole family, the family books out all their cottages for a week during winter to come down and be here and enjoy the wonderful, that what you're talking about, the rolling hills that we've got here.
And the greenery. I've had friends come down from Brisbane, they can't get over how green and lush
it is.
And rolling and undulating our landscapes are.
Well, it is a true Eden when we look at it that way.
It
is so beautiful. There is so much here. And there's so much abundance as well. It's actually it's one of those things when you look at it from an investment perspective, because I've run a private equity company in the past, and it's quite amazing when you look at this region, how much of an investment it is. There's just so much opportunity, and it's so, you want to buy things that are cheap, that have a lot of value, and Latrobe City has so much value, and it's under the radar at the moment.
Aesthetically, it's very good for your psychological well-being.
100%.
To be driving through the bush and green pastures and on your way to work and on your way home is such a diffuser, a de-stressor. It brings all your stresses down.
It does. And tell me about, Noel, because I know you do your regular trip daily to work, the stress you get from all the traffic lights you go through.
Oh, I just...
It wears you out.
How many traffic lights do I go through to get to work? None.
None, exactly. It is wonderful here when you have that, you do have, and even
it makes a big difference to your day.
It does.
Sorry to cut you off.
Your whole mindset changes when you're here as well. I notice from my perspective when I'm here, and I'm not far from the Thunderdome in Maui.
The Thunderdome. It's the most unusually created, designed roundabout in the centre of Maui.
Up and down and round.
We call the Thunderdome. Fondly call the Thunderdome.
And I know when I get there and there's like 5 cars in front of me, I'm thinking, frustration. You're putting that in perspective, and you go, well, actually, I'm pretty.
Can we revisit that again, please, for a second? How many cars was that again?
It was 5 cars exactly.
Japanese tourists came off the train. Start to clean rubbish at Flinders Street Station.
Well, there you go. And that's one of the things we've got here. I mean, Maui has won the Tidy Town Award as well. Yes. And it is actually, when you travel around, I mean, yes, there are some rubbish around, and to be fair, I mean, I think in most places there are. But certainly here, it's a lot cleaner than a lot of other regions. Even, as you know, I was in Spain not too long ago. And I mean, the rubbish there was insane. I was in Madrid, and it was just like, it was going, wow, this is crazy.
And shout out to the council lawn mowing crew. They do an amazing job.
They do a fantastic job. The lawns are always well manicured. So they get out there with the scissors and they're chopping away. And I saw them doing the edges before as well. And the thing, I want to give a shout out to them too, because they look at ways of doing things in both an economic sense that's better for them, but also an environmental sense. And what the council used to do was they used to go and spray the edges. Which would kill it all off, but it it'd still look untidy. But it turned out it was actually cheaper to actually have a machine that goes down and cuts the edges than it was to actually spray them. So again, big kudos to the council team for actually looking for those innovations and way to keep our town beautiful, but in an economic way as well.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that some of the major industries around the area contribute to the maintenance of the common areas.
They do, exactly. Yeah, so big shout out to them as well. It's like your energy companies and things like that. So, and that's one of the things, like you say, we're looking at these hills over here. I've got to adjust lost my looking here between for my wisies. It's blurry when I look that way. It's not. It's better that way. Yeah, exactly. But you look at the mist just going across the hill. It's fantastic. It's absolutely
That'll clear
beautiful.
as the morning goes.
So we're at Pizza HQ here in Churchill. Great pizzas as well. We've got a little cookies here, which you no doubt seen. We've got our coffee.
Thanks to Pete for the coffee.
Coming in early and setting it up for us. Yeah, let's try this coffee.
Oh, yeah. That's the shot.
That's the way to get started, exactly. But this is First Light. We are discovering our Eden of the East here in Latrobe City because it is more than you imagined. And today we're talking about the ingredients of a secret sauce.
Yes.
Imagine how the magic is in how the ingredients come together. And we want to just showcase that it's not just the individual parts, but how we, by working together, by collaborating, even if we've got differences of opinion, we can have differences of opinion and still collaborate. But that working together, so we really wanted to explore what makes that work and have a bit of a think through that. But we talk about, when we talk about the magic of the secret ingredient, think about if I say 11 herbs and spices, what does that mean?
I think Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders, exactly.
Yes.
But no one's cracked it, and it becomes this wonderful combination. Another example is, again, the Coca-Cola recipe.
Again, a secret recipe.
But a secret recipe. It
was mixed up in a teapot in 1896, was it somewhere?
Exactly. And if I said to you, Aussie, 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 what would you do?
Oi, oi, oi.
Exactly. And then we think about Vegemite. The old Vegemite. It's like,
isn't that the breakfast
happy little
of
Vegemite?
champions?
Exactly. It certainly is. If you put too much on, you get cut bum face. You've got to be careful with that.
Champion to fuel my breakfasts.
And this is the thing too when we're looking at Latrobe City as well. Churchill is part of this secret sauce, and that's one of the things, the advantages that our region has. We're not one town. We've got a collective, an eclectic, not epileptic, eclectic is
we
the
make
word.
Up words here.
I certainly do. English is not my first language, and I don't have a second one. No, English is my second language, and I don't have a first one. That's where it goes. But it's Churchill is just this wonderful. Little town, it's a little city, but it's baked into the fabric of Latrobe City, and it's a beautiful spot. Like you said, we're sitting here. We've got the Geraldines in the background, especially on a morning like this morning, with the rain coming through, the mist on the hills.
Beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful. And here in Pizza HQ, big shout out to Pete again. A wonderful coffee. We've got our biscuits.
Fantastic.
We've got a bit of bitter. Look at the chocolate in that. Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
You
can see the little ring in it.
As you can see, Damian's ironing off already.
I am ironing off.
Sizing it up.
But when
keep an eye on that, folks.
Exactly. When we think about this secret sauce, and when we're talking about, what is the secret sauce? Where does it happen? Think about, things from our pop culture. Star Wars.
Yes.
What a combination of things that came together to become something so much more. Star Trek's another one for those sci-fi fans as well. And it's gone through a number of iterations. You obviously had Captain Kirk and then Captain Picard, Captain Janeway.
Who was your favourite?
Oh, it's a hard choice.
You're a Trekkie fan, though, are you?
I am a very big. I'm still watching Voyager at the moment, so I work through it. I don't like the modern stuff. They kind of lost it a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I'm a Captain Kirk fan.
Captain Kirk was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, he dated a green girl. Anyone can date a green girl.
Captain Kirk's allowed to do anything he
exactly.
wants.
They switched it up in Star Trek Next Generation. It wasn't Picard that was doing it. It was Riker, the first officer. He was always off with the ladies.
He wasn't he?
That was part of that secret sauce. But even
Picard
for the kiddies,
was make it so.
he certainly was make it so. And it was one of those things that they had a secret sauce that brought it all together. All the different parts combining made that secret sauce, I should say. What about the Pixar films?
Pixar films were very cool.
Toy
and they were very innovative.
Yeah.
Toy Story was fantastic.
Yeah.
Was it infinity and beyond?
Exactly. And that's what we're doing here in Latrobe City. We are going from infinity and beyond. And even when you think about music, you can go, way back and look at the Beatles.
Beatles were
Four
fantastic.
people, Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones.
AC/DC, bit of Akadaka.
Some people calling the Rolling Stones nowadays the Strolling Bones.
Well, there's that too as well. So there's lots of different elements, and it's how it's combined, and it's that combination of working together. What was interesting when you talk about pop culture as well is that ability to have things that you don't agree on, but able to work together. Rumours from Fleetwood Mac's most popular album. they actually hated each other.
Wow.
So and this is go to show you can have these different opinions. You can even have a seething hatred for each other and still work collaboratively
in a synergy.
and create something amazing.
Such a creative instrument as a band, usually they have to get on very well. And the ability to put your grievances aside to actually produce something as fantastic as that, maybe that was part of the secret sauce.
Well, it is part of that secret sauce. Similar when you think about Queen, the band, when Freddie Mercury went off by himself, and a lot of people don't know that he did his own solo career, which was not successful at all. And that secret sauce was again, and he came back and they did Live Aid, Wembley Stadium.
Yes, Live Aid. Yep.
He came back and he died shortly after that.
Yep.
But that was that secret sauce that came with those elements. It's that friction of working together, of challenging each other.
Very
and
much.
That's what causes that innovation, and that's where we really wanted to bring that to attention, is that it's not about always getting along, but it's about having the dream. Having the dream and then working, pushing
totally agree.
Yeah.
And I'd like to add to that, Damian, that when you put the ingredients together, raw ingredients together, into the pot to create the sauce, it never looks very inviting.
Yeah, good point.
It has to be.
Until it's cooked and put on pasta.
And it has to be worked,
with a ragu.
And it has to be particularly. But at the end result, once you put all those ingredients together, is this magical creation.
And that's part of and it's part of that melting together. And when we think about Churchill as well, because Churchill was named after Winston Churchill,
indeed.
A lot of his decisions, he was solo on that. A lot of people didn't agree with him, yet he was instrumental, the key factor of stopping the Nazis from taking over the world, essentially.
And it was a deciding conflict of our time. We
100%.
still speak about it on a regular basis. It was
And that's what's
incredible.
wonderful about here. And we will talk a bit more about, you can't see this, but come down to Pizza HQ. There's some great bits of history on the walls here.
That's right.
But we'll talk about that.
My attention was fantastic.
Yeah.
Go around and have a look.
Yeah, and that's the thing when you can. All this part of coming together, and we talk about all these different struggles and things, it all starts with that dream. And it's the dream where we're counting things differently. We're looking at different elements, bringing them together. And some might even say we're counting stars.
Oh, some might say that too.
Yes, exactly. So
very good for a first segue.
It is good.
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, the secret sauce is not, it's the real secret in the sauce, is these elements, the dream, having that vision. And so we've got I thought that would be a good segue, a good start to the show, a good theme. Counting stars.
Sauce makes every meal.
It does. It's amazing. I mean, we do that. I do that with breakfast. With I love my eggs Benedict, the hollandaise sauce on that.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Damian,
beautiful secret sauce. That one. So,
yes.
So here's counting. Who is it? OneRepublic and Counting Stars.
Enjoy.
Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Yeah, we'll be counting stars. Like a swinging vine, swing my heart across the line. In my face is flashing signs. Seek it out and ye shall find. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. And I don't think the world is sold. I'm just doing what we're told. I feel something so right, doing the wrong thing. And I feel something so wrong, doing the right thing. I could lie. Everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. burn. Down this river every turn. Hope is our four-letter word. Make that money, watch it burn. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. And I don't think the world is sold. I'm just doing what we're told. And I feel something so wrong. We're doing the right thing. I could lie, could lie. Everything that drowns me makes me wanna fly. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Say no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Say no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Oh, take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river the lessons I learned. Everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Watch it burn, sink in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river the lessons I learned.
Well, I've resisted the biscuits, but I had a big gulp of my coffee.
And sensational it is.
It is sensational. We're here at Pizza HQ. Big shout out to Peter for coming in and coming a bit early because we do this bright and early. But coming in
and
getting
you can
things
smell the fresh dough being mixed out the back
pizza
for the
dough.
day's
Yeah,
pizzas.
exactly. They do really good pizzas here. Head down to
Yeah.
Pizza HQ. Check out their pizzas. Absolutely beautiful. This is First Light, discovering our Eden of the East, because Latrobe City
Is more than you can imagine.
it certainly is. We have so much here. We're having this wonderful view of the Geraldines out there, the mist going over it. It's a little bit wet. You know, we're not far away from summer, but yeah, the weather is kind of a little bit.
I didn't know that the Churchill shopping centre was known as the Hazelwood Village.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
get
Churchill, the town was created for the people of the Hazelwood Power Station.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's a lot of history there. Yeah.
And we're in the shadows of the great, grand Federation University.
Oh, definitely. That's amazing. And the gardens and things that they've got there is quite
fantastic.
absolutely beautiful.
Man-made lake.
Yeah, man-made lake.
Dark, you can go wandering through the pines.
Yes. We've done
They have
a couple of shows down
field
there.
as well.
Yeah. So there's so much here in Churchill. It's a wonderful spot to stop by. And if you really, come by, especially on a night like tonight, well, not today, but tonight when it's wet. I came by one night, I was driving past and I thought, I want to go and have a look. And it was raining because the way they light up the big cigar, it looks absolutely fabulous at night when it's wet. There's something different about it with the way it glistens. And
because it looks a bit of an ambience, doesn't it?
It does. It's absolutely fabulous.
That mystique.
So Churchill is this beautiful town, just to come down and check it out. And we are talking about the ingredients of a secret sauce. And we're talking about the source of learning. And you did mention Federation University, which is, when we look at, how that learning progresses. And you're the same, Noel. I mean, you're human. I'm taking it.
Indeed.
Yeah, and gone through that process of learning. And when we look at, everyday experiences of learning, sometimes we forget and we think we can't do it. And we kind of give up. But when we look at people in history, and when you look at Edison, for example, how many thousands of filaments did he go through before making the light bulb?
It was funny that I was listening to a podcast on the way here this morning, and the presenter was saying that learners practice not so they don't get it wrong, not to get it wrong, and professionals master it so they always get it right.
Yeah.
So they can't get it wrong. And you're right. It starts out that we feel that we can't achieve something or do something. But quickly, once we apply ourselves, we can certainly start to pick up skills, adopt those skills, and we start to make our way through for forging forward to achieve our goals.
Exactly.
It actually happens.
Absolutely.
Our fear is the first veil that we have to
we
break
have nothing
through.
to fear but fear itself. Is that
Correct.
right? And this is part of that experience of learning as well, going through those experiments, trying things out, expecting to fail as well. I mean, how many times do we start something thinking that we're never going to not fail at it, and then we're surprised when we do? And the reality is we're going to fail. And when we look at, again, our real life, you look at Elon Musk and SpaceX, they actually launch rockets with the intention of them blowing up to find where the weak spots are.
That's correct. To find the limitations. And didn't Elon Musk go off and teach himself about rocket science?
He did. He taught himself. He was self-taught rocket scientist. That's insane, isn't it?
That is amazing. You know what, Damian, I must confess, many, many, many years ago, I decided to myself that all those people who were playing guitars out there, it looked so easy. And when I picked it up, I made the guitar sound like someone who was standing on a cat's tail. So I got a bit of a bee in my bonnet and insisted that I was going to learn how to do that. And what I discovered was, when learning an instrument, making mistakes is good because it gets you one step closer to getting it right.
Well, exactly, and that's part of having that the goal of what you want to do.
Correct, and it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah, yes. Surprise, surprise!
You're going
to do that.
How many times did you fall over to walk?
Yeah, well, it's 8,000 times. Yeah, exactly.
And if you think of things nowadays, using a knife and fork, driving a car, riding a bike, making a cup of coffee.
And we don't. When we look at people like you've got your Jamie Oliver or your MasterChef and all those kind of shows, and popular people out there. I mean, look at Harry Potter. I mean, J.K. Rowling. I mean, she wrote the book and she knocked on doors and doors and doors and was constantly told, no. And she just persisted and got through. And that's, when we talk about that secret source of learning, it's about, finding out, continually moving forward, having the vision and continuing to, do you really want it? And I think that's part of the way the universe tests. Do you really want this or not?
Yes, it does. Yeah. And we need to master some of the areas that we want to achieve our goals in. And it's not that hard to get to that point. Yeah. You just have to keep on pushing forward, keep on trying, have another go. If you fall over, brush the dirt off from your knees and your elbows, stand up and forge forward again. Yeah, definitely. And I firmly believe that. Well, and part of that, having that reality of keeping moving forward, and I've got a reference from pop culture, again being a Trekkie. I was a member of West Trek when I was in Perth many years. Yeah, so they used to get, when Star Trek Next Generation was first on, it wasn't on in Australia, so we actually had people record it on a VHS tape, which had to be then converted to the format that we have here. But they sent the episodes over, and we'd get together as a group and watch the Star Trek episode. How nerdy! That's super nerd category. But I do have a quote from Captain Picard, who summed it up. He said, "It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That's not a weakness. That's life." Yes. And that's, I mean, sometimes that is just going to happen sometimes. Sometimes it's just not going to work, and you've just got to keep trying, keep moving forward. Yes. That only indicates that you may have to make slight adjustments to the goal you're trying to achieve. Again, it's another opportunity for learning. Make those small adjustments and continue to forge forward. Yeah, definitely. And that's where, when we look at, moving forward, is how do we go forward? And part of that is, when we look at, again, I'm just looking at these amazing hills here in Churchill. I mean, going forward is sometimes it's a nice to just stop and relax, which we're doing here and enjoying here in Churchill, because it's absolutely beautiful and very, very relaxing. And like you said, go for a bit of a wander. Maybe not, if you've got a good umbrella, you could wander around the gardens at Federation University today, but certainly they're going to be blooming. But the other thing to remember when we're looking at, it's all about that, courage and passion. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for this heading, that heat is what transforms. So we're talking about, the courage to enroll again, do it again, the courage to ask again, the try a new skill, ask a question that might feel silly, but there are no stupid questions. I say there are no stupid questions, only stupid people that don't ask questions. Yep, the only stupid question is one's not asked. Correct, exactly. So every breakthrough moment from inventors and magicians comes from that flicker of bravery that says, let's see what happens if. And a lot of things
come about that? I mean, when you think about Post-it notes, that was an accident.
Yes.
That glue, I mean, they were looking for a glue that was unstickable.
Yep.
I mean, it was going to, stick forever.
Wasn't liquid paper a similar story to that?
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know that one.
Mike Nesmith, he was the bass player of the Monkees.
Yeah.
His mother invented that.
Well, there you go.
Yep, Mike Nesmith. He wrote a lot of songs actually. And yes.
Yeah.
I think it was liquid paper was was in a strip form.
Yes.
And she thought she was painting her nails one day. I thought, wouldn't it be good if you could just paint on some liquid paper to
there you
correct
go.
your mistakes?
There you go.
And
there's
voila.
that innovate. Yeah, exactly. So, and this is part of what we want to, that moment before the breakthrough. It's when you have that passion, that courage, that fire, and you're standing there, and you're actually on the edge of something new.
It's exciting.
Exactly. You're
Very
right.
exciting.
You're right on the edge of glory.
Yep. You got me again. You're quick as a whip this morning, don't you?
No, this is. But this is what we want to think about, and just having that moment and going, okay. You have this inspiration, and you're on the edge of glory. And embrace that. Be excited about when you have those little ideas. Go, oh, that's exciting.
You are,
and lean into that.
I was just going to say, then you can immerse yourself in all the possibilities of the potential of your idea and your goal, and you are on the edge of glory.
Exactly, which is our next song by Lady Gaga. So here's The Edge of Glory.
Enjoy.
There ain't no reason you and me should be alone tonight, yeah, baby. Tonight, yeah, baby. I got a reason that you who should take me home tonight. I need a man that thinks it's right when it's so wrong tonight, yeah, baby. Tonight, yeah, baby. Right on the limits where we know we both belong tonight. It's hard to feel the rush.
We're having a wonderful morning here at Pizza HQ in Churchill. Big thank you to Peter and his crew. They're out there making the dough, bashing it, getting it ready,
That's
mixing it all
to
together.
go.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, I've done that. Have you done that? You've made your own pizza dough?
I have. I've baked in the past. I've been a baker.
Oh, you were. That's right. Exactly.
In the past, yes.
So you've
I
done a
did,
lot of
yes.
kneading and
Done a lot of dough kneading. Yes, indeed.
I need the dough. Got to knead the dough.
I'm a bit of a bread snub too. I can't help it.
Well, I mean, you have that experience. You created your own, and to a certain standard, you want to make sure it is to that standard.
I certainly walk past the baker and go, oh, yeah, well merchandised. Yeah, and there's a nice brown on the top of those high tins too as well. So obviously they've used steam in that process. Sorry, here I go again.
Exactly, you're checking it all out. This is First Light discovering our Eden of the East, because Latrobe City is more than you had imagined. And we are exploring the ingredients of a secret sauce. So all those parts that come together and make something truly, truly amazing.
Indeed.
Which is, I think we've got Latrobe City is a number of towns all collectively together, all very different, but collectively they create this amazing region with so much diversity, so much cultural background as well.
Yes, very much so. Oh, here in Churchill. Well, the mere name itself reflects
exactly.
a international flavour.
Absolutely,
wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Well, it's named after Winston Churchill, one of our greatest leaders. Done amazing things and often misunderstood, I think. But it's one of those things. I mean, sometimes to achieve those big goals, you have to really push. And sometimes rub feathers the wrong way.
Yes, you certainly do. And unfortunately, that's just part of the landscape. And you must forge forward, because if we were to act on everyone else's say so, we wouldn't be ourselves.
Well, and that's the thing. Can't always. I mean, as a group, we talk about that secret sauce. As a group, we need to have different ideas, different opinions, come together. But at the end of the day, someone's got to make a decision.
Yes, you're
Someone's
correct.
got to move forward, and some people are not going to like that. And that's just the way it works.
It's
and
about
here,
risk, isn't it, Damian? It's about taking that risk, and it's about accepting the consequences to that risk, because it's either one way or the other. 50% of the decision may end badly. 50% of the decision may end very, very well. And it's those gambles and risks that people take is where the rewards lie.
And that's where
learning or rewards.
And that's part of that process, and that's probably where the heat comes in, because like every good pizza, I mean, you have all these different ingredients, but without heat, you don't have a pizza. That's correct. So there's all different elements that come together, and that's really what we want to explore, how all those elements come together to create something amazing. Like a pizza here at Pizza HQ, which is absolutely fabulous. I've had I've had a number of different pizzas here. I'm trying to think of one that stood out, but they're all just fantastic. So head down to Pizza HQ, give that a try, because they've got awesome pizzas and pastas as well. Wonderful place here.
Tell Pete we sent you.
Exactly. He'll appreciate that.
I'm sure he will.
But then this is one of the things when we talk about that heat as well. I mean, this town, Churchill, reflects Hazelwood Power Station, which for decades took an energy, converted that to heat, and then converted that into electrical energy as well, or kinetic energy, and then electrical energy.
It's all gone now, unfortunately. Our part of our history has been razed to the ground. Yeah,
but it was, I mean, it did wonderful things here for the whole state of Victoria. Without that electricity, we wouldn't have the education, we wouldn't have the medicines, we wouldn't have all the stuff that we've got. And it was also part of providing the cheapest electricity as well, because the brown coal from here is the cheapest energy source. So it's all part of that contribution that made our state what it is today.
And who we are today.
Yeah, with all that background.
It filters right down to you and me, Damian, and everyone out there, what the achievements have been achieved here in this region through the power generation. It filters all down to each and every one of us.
And when we think about all that, that power, that heat, to create that change. I mean, we took pop culture references as well. I mean, think about the first Iron Man movie. Tony Stark in the cave, bashing away, got the grinder out, bit of heat there.
Yes,
coming
absolutely.
out. Obviously, we look at the Matrix as well. Matrix transformation starts when he faces the heat pressure that burns away the illusion.
Don't they say a good sword is forged in heat?
Oh, definitely. You heat the metal, cool it down, makes it stronger. And then look a bit of Akadaka TNT. There's a bit of heat in TNT, certainly when it goes off. Adele as well, set fire to the rain.
Yes, it's very a common theme, and a common archetype as well. forged from steel, from the coals of the fire.
Oh, definitely. And when we look at our history here, I mean, you look at the tradies and that learnt here. I mean, they were well regarded around the world, actually. We said you came from the Latrobe Valley region, the power station region, because they were trained really, really well.
Still are. The tradies that are operating the facilities, power supply facilities today, are actually very talented gentlemen.
Yeah,
I might add, and dedicated, very, very dedicated to making that machinery work.
Oh, definitely.
To supply the power to us consistently.
Consistent power, exactly. Very important. One of those things also that adds heat to your day too can be parents juggling kids in school and shopping and all the daily stuff that we have to do. Can add that to that heat to your day as well.
I always recommend some deep breathing through those moments.
Exactly.
It gets a bit too much, Kate. 3 big deep breaths.
Well, and this is the thing, that the psychology behind that heat, when we're talking about the heat that makes this secret sauce. Again, when we talk about the secret sauce, you have to cook it. You know, what sauces you're making, you cook it up and add that heat. And heat can be uncomfortable. So this is part of when we're talking about the psychology behind where we're going to. Sometimes when we got the heat, but it's what fuses the ingredients together to become stronger.
Correct. But is that the heat that we create ourselves?
Well, there is a component of that. I mean, I'm a big fan of Confucius, who said life is very simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Because life is quite, I mean, the instructions for a happy and successful life are very simple. They're easy to follow, but we tend to overcomplicate it and then make excuses for why we overcomplicate it.
I agree.
No, I had to do it because we create and well, sometimes we like that friction, that heat as well for excitement. But then when you come here in Churchill and you go, well, look at the mist over there. Look how the clouds have come down now. You can't see the top of the hills. That's insane.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. And then you realise maybe the heat's not so much, and it's like it's not such a good idea. And then you can relax a little bit without it.
About heat, the sun will come out a bit later and burn off all that fog and mist up there, and then it'll be beautifully green.
Exactly. I mean, we're going to have an amazing summer, I think. Absolutely beautiful with gardens and things blooming everywhere. Although I do have to be careful too, because with the amount of rain we've got, and now with the heat that will come and the growth that will come,
it's going to be exponential.
Well, and it could be a bit of fire risk too. So be careful out there this summer and make sure. We did on the Plant Life show. We talked about how to use plants as a fire retardant as well, which there's ways of doing that. Unfortunately, most of our natives are full of oil, so they burn really well. But other plants have got a higher water content, which makes them great as fire retardant as well. Yeah, so it's something to think about. But then when we talk about heat as well, that pressure, and when we take, we take that pressure, get a bit of carbon, put it under pressure. What do we create? We create a diamond. So that pressure is good. It creates what we are. It showcases our resilience as well.
So what do we get from diamonds? We get strength.
Yeah, we can cut things.
We get very much.
They're very pretty.
Yeah,
they're very pretty. They're pretty.
They are very pretty. They capture light. They're that powerful.
Well, they reflect light, definitely.
Indeed.
So and then when you talk about communities as well that have been through struggles, and that think about the bushfires back in the 30s. I mean, that would nearly wiped out a significant part of our state. Now, and then we had the coal fires as well, the mine fire here.
Yeah,
and there've been a couple of versions of those. Well, I remember as a kid, my dad going off to fight the fire back then. That was in the 70s.
Wow.
So there's a big fire back then as well. So
fire's been part of their life. Fire is what we've been forged from.
Yeah.
Let's look at from a universal perspective.
Yeah. Big Bang.
And doesn't the sun, produce heat constantly?
Constantly, yeah.
That's what gives us life.
Exactly. So, well, I mean, when we look at that as well, we talk about fire as rebirth as well. What happens? I mean, usually when you talk about a bushfire, it goes through, cleans out all the undergrowth and rubbish, and then all of a sudden new growth comes through.
That's right. Doesn't it germinate certain seeds?
It does. It helps germinate certain seeds as well. So exactly. So sometimes that energy that bursts out is wild, joyful, and
it could be similar to great balls of fire.
You've been reading ahead. Well done, I like that. But that's it, exactly. It's passion turned into rhythm that sparks off various different keys. So
And
this is
what
great.
a-
Also, yeah,
What
Jerry
a
Lee Lewis.
fantastic version. The mighty, the
So we
one and
thought,
only Jerry Lee Lewis.
Exactly. So this is here what a wonderful way of connecting with that heat that creates that pressure that helps us grow, that helps us move forward, especially when we create it ourselves. But you know, maybe let's put that aside. Come down to Churchill and look at the beautiful hills here at Pizza HQ, because that'll help relax and take some of that stress away.
While a pizza goes, a beautiful pizza goes through the oven, full of heat for you.
And creates those great balls of fire. Here's Jerry Lee Lewis.
Enjoy.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Getting this wreck is just quitting balls of fire. I let the love how I thought it was funny. You came along and you moved me, honey. I changed my mind, look fine. Goodness gracious, quitting balls of fire. Should. You're fine, so kind. I'm under this world that you're mine. I took my nails and I twiddle my thumb. I'm real nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, it drives me crazy. The goodness gracious, quit balls of fire.
Jerry Lee Lewis can blow Chuck Berry right off of that stage.
Why do I have to go on before him?
Because he's had 6 #1 hits and you've had only 2 in the top 10.
Well, who's got the #1 record right now? You.
My point exactly.
He should go on before me.
Can't. It's in his contract that he closes a show.
Okay, Cat. This way you want it.
Well, kiss me, baby. Ooh, it feels good. Hold me, baby. I want to love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I got to tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine. I chew my nails and I twiddle my thumb. I'm real nervous because the show is fun. Come on, baby, drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, quit balls of fire.
You know what I'm really loving here, Noel, is we're at Pizza HQ in Churchill. Beautiful spot, beautiful food. We've got these wonderful bickies that I am resisting, but I will eat. I promise I will eat them.
You watch.
I will. You'll come back from one of the songs and one will be gone. And then I'll be
big
eyeing off
chunk out
Noel's
of one.
one as well. Exactly. But what I love here, and I love the history that's been put up, and the great work that Pete and the crew have done. I mean, if you come here, there's these wonderful posters of war veterans. from the region. It's
was
absolutely fabulous.
fantastic.
And you got the book over there with so the Big Book of History, as it's called.
Yep.
Learn a bit about that history, which is absolutely fabulous.
It's amazing. And
Yep.
the time frame, like there's people born last century and who served in the First World War and signed up with the imperial forces of the First World Conflict. Like that's quite some time ago.
Over
And
100 years. Yeah.
See those people who put their lives forward and went out and committed to others
Yeah.
for the benefit of the country.
And it's
Like, these are
amazing. I mean, yeah,
amazing stuff.
and it's got to, I mean, it's really important to remember in today's society, it is just the same as before, that there is so much, unfortunately, there's so many people out there that don't have good intent, and you just have to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't take over. Because and when we look at most downfall of modern societies, whichever version of modern, I mean, take the Roman, for example, I mean, that was a modern society of its time.
It was.
The downfall came from within as opposed to without.
Yep.
And a lot of times that happens where we get that complacency. So this is where I think having that history up there is to remind people that this can happen. You can actually lose all this comfort, this wonderfulness that you have. I mean, think about the Dark Ages. I mean, how long did that go? And people, from the advancements of the Roman Empire, and then you had, the Dark Ages, which people were just didn't. It's just the world didn't move forward essentially for centuries.
That's correct. And some of the things we witnessed in the Second World War in Germany, one of the most amazing parts of that was that stemmed from the most educated, most informed community in history on the planet.
Well, exactly.
That's
very advanced.
And yes, so this can be some of the issues that we're blindsided by as a society. We think we're really clever.
Yeah.
But deep down, we need to do a bit more soul searching, I think.
I mean, there's part of that too, paying attention and sticking to common principles as well, and not losing sight of that. There are certain principles that just work. They're part of, I think, the fabric, whether you believe in a divine being or whether it's evolution, doesn't matter. There are certain principles that just are because it works. And so it's really, really important to make sure that we hold on to that. And and that's what we're talking about with this show, the secrets, the ingredients of the secret sauce.
Yes.
It's not about whether you've all got the same opinion. It's having that collaboration, that willingness to collaborate. Sometimes, your point of view is going to come across, other times other people's are, but we're all going to be moving forward. And I mean, what I find really interesting today is that the high emotion that comes at, the world is going to end on this election or something like that. It's not going to end. Never has ended.
No,
It's
it's not.
It's not going to end on an election.
Allay your fears.
Yeah. I just find I watched that the absolute passion. It's like, just relax, people. Come down to Churchill. Come down to Pizza HQ. Have a look at the hills there with the mist going over. You'll feel a bit calmer, and you realise that there's more to life than what you're fretting about.
Take a few deep breaths.
And that's where we're talking about that kindness and connection as part of that secret sauce.
I totally agree. And you're right, Damian. We can't all agree.
Yeah.
That's impossible. But it's from that disagreeing that we can actually forge our way forward and find the true answers to some very complex problems we experience in life.
And that's where it's really fascinating. And I think it's wonderful to see more of that discourse happening, where the discussions are happening in a respectful way.
Yes.
And a lot of that is starting to filter through more so now that we've got through the cancel culture where people just didn't want to, they thought they'd just shut down the conversation because they didn't like it. But now we actually can have those conversations, which I think is really, really important to have that. I mean, you can disagree on things. I mean,
it's okay.
It's okay, exactly. I mean, I don't, I mean, I'm an Apple person. I use Apple phones. You don't?
Yep.
And we still get along.
Yep. Yes. But I won't touch Damian's phone. He won't touch mine.
Exactly.
But I mean,
and that's okay.
We've created common ground where we can get on because we've actually produced a equilibrium because of that difference. And
this is a thing. I mean, and when you look at it fundamentally at life as well, when we talk about that kindness and compassion, I mean, look at male and female physiology. Completely different.
Yes.
Completely different.
Yep.
But we tend to get along. We don't understand each other all the time, but we do tend to get along generally.
Yes,
which is very important for the species to move forward. Any species,
yes,
including
indeed.
plant species. We did a little bit again, flashing
Including
to
plant species. Yeah, right.
Well, I mean
Yes.
the pepperberry, which is a native plant, and full of antioxidants. Again, male and female plants, you need them together to actually produce the berries, and it's the females that produce the berries, not the males.
Well, doesn't pollen come from a male plant, and the flower and fruit come from the female plant generally
and this
in
is
the plant world?
Fundamentally, exactly. That's the point, is that there are differences out there, and by coming together, and that's that kindness and connection that makes it all work. And that's part of that secret sauce. We do have themes in this show. The secret sauce that makes it all work. So, connecting with friends. It's not about coffee. It's about the connection over coffee.
Yes.
We look at. I remember I'm having flashbacks now to the Cheers show, where the bar, everyone knows your name.
Yes.
And this is kind of a bit like Pizza HQ as well.
Pizza HQ.
Yeah. You come in here and people all know each other. It's one of those things.
And those people that live in Churchill, it's right in their backyard.
Yeah.
And those people don't live in Churchill, it's not very far to come for a great pizza.
Yeah.
So,
and similar, and it resonates through, when we look at if you're talking about a fast-paced driving franchise that's gone, through 10 movies, Fast and Furious, a lot of that was about family connection. Even though they're driving fast, it was about that family connection.
Yep.
And this is where we talk about, and then people don't always get along, especially in families.
Beatles again, found harmony.
Yeah, they did, exactly. And Woodstock was another example.
Yes.
A lot of people come together.
Woodstock.
Yeah, well before.
And a lot of families stemmed from Woodstock.
They did. A lot of free love there. So, and it's a similar sort of thing. You look at that, and I had a similar experience at my place. And just when I was mowing the lawn, and it's probably because I'm anally retentive and don't like it. So I'd always mow the neighbour.
So you do. Oh, the neighbours. I thought
so I would mow the neighbour's nature strip because I don't like that line. If you mow to and then yours is neatly cut and then theirs is not. So I would just mow that. So it's probably a little bit selfish, but it was partly kindness as well. It was a combination of both, and it was interesting. My neighbour has actually started replicating that when they do their lawn, they come and mow my nature strip as well. So the nature strips get a double coat of mowing. But it's one of those things when you do those little things. There was always that experience of you pay for the person's coffee behind you as they're coming through. Those little acts of kindness. But it's amazing how much that connection actually brings people together.
Yeah, well, I speak to everybody that I can get an opportunity to. And I was in Melbourne this weekend and speaking to people in the street, and I got some good receptions. And I got some very unusual receptions too. So it was, but I like to bring a bit of joy into people's lives and be a bit silly about it. We had some great laughs.
Well, it's
and I think I frightened some people too.
Well, people are not expecting it. That's understandable, but that's okay. It's one of those things. But this is when we look at, when you look at some of that commonality, and this is why we're here at Pizza HQ, is, people connect over food, laughter,
indeed.
A bit of music.
And rhythm.
Exactly. So, and this is where, that kindness isn't a weakness, it's a strength that keeps showing up as well. Kindness is really, it's one of those things, and it's not being kind when it's easy.
Yep.
Think about that, and you've seen that a lot, with, you see that on social media. And when someone says something negative, it can be easy, and I think it's a learned response, it can be easy to get defensive. And defense is never a strong position. I've done a number of different martial arts in my time, and defensive is never the strong position. It's always going forward. And how to do that is you embrace it. It's like, well, someone has a right to their opinion. You don't have to then attack back. You can actually, respond with kindness, and then they have nowhere to go.
Yeah,
it makes it really difficult.
And sometimes I think that it's probably would be a better approach to be kind first.
Well, when you're talking about recovery as well, kindness makes recovery easier. When you look at your body, when you're, and we know when you frown, you use many, many more muscles than you do when you smile.
Yep.
So you're adding extra strain and stress to your body. But whereas when you laugh and smile and have that kindness, your body produces endorphins and oxytocin. I'm thinking the other one, serotonin, dopamine. All these things that help your body recover.
All the reward drugs.
And it's interesting,
Chemicals in your brain,
well,
not
doctors
drugs.
will talk about that, how it actually, people who have a positive attitude actually have a higher and faster recovery rate than people that don't.
That's why they say communities who laugh together heal together.
They certainly do. I mean, and this is where one of those things about dancing and joy as well. I mean, just we'd do that just for fun. We'd go to the top of a hill, just a slight slope in a park or something, and just lay down and roll down the hill.
That's a great idea. Or
It's
get a
just fun.
broomstick.
Maybe
and do
not
some
on a day like
bumper.
today. Unless you got some warmth nearby, because it'd be pretty wet today. But it's one of those things you were saying, because
I was saying to get a broomstick and we then do some bumper.
Lambada.
Lambada.
Yeah, I thought I missed it. I kind of was on a focus there, and I thought, oh, he went a segue there. It's like,
It was a terrible segue.
It was.
Well, you got to have one bad one, don't you?
Exactly. You can all learn from that. But
Lambada.
by Kaoma.
Oh, I thought it was
the
Richard Valens.
No, not Lambada. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See. Sorry.
Lambada, yeah.
I'll read the script.
You saw what you wanted to
I'll
see,
read
didn't
the
you?
script. I did.
Exactly. This is the
good
Lambada
at
by
that.
Kaoma, just to get that dance rhythm starting up here on First Light.
Enjoy.
Chorando se foi quem um dia só me fez chorar. Chorando se foi quem um dia só me fez chorar. Chorando estará ao lembrar de um amor que um dia não soube cuidar. Chorando estará ao lembrar de um amor que um dia não soube cuidar. A recordação vai estar com ele aonde for. A recordação vai estar pra sempre aonde eu for. Dança, sol e mar, guardarei no olhar. O amor faz perder e encontrar. Lambando estarei ao lembrar que esse amor por um dia, um instante foi rei.
Noel, it is absolutely a beautiful morning. I know the rain's coming down.
Yes.
We've had a lot of rain recently, which is actually quite interesting. I mean, I know we normally get a bit of rain in November, but I think it's been a little bit heavier. Maybe the producer can confirm. Are we above normal? Because he tracks the rainfall. We're high.
It's from the sky.
Yeah. We're above November from last year, so there you go. 80 mil. Whoa. So yeah, it's
that's
extremely 50 mil. Okay.
That's 2 inches. in the old imperial measurement, that's 2 inches.
Yeah, it's a lot of rainfall for this
Yes.
time of month. But I do think we had a dry winter as well. It was dry. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe the producer can confirm that. Yes, he's nodding his
But
head. So
the
yeah.
water, with the water comes cleansing.
Oh,
It comes.
I like that. No, I like that. Yeah.
It does. So
Kind of
you
like
feel,
a pizza at
and
Pizza
you
HQ.
feel- Well, when you cleanse, you got to refill, don't you? Hey,
Exactly.
That's called energy.
Wanted to give a big shout out to Peter here at Pizza HQ in Churchill. We are in Churchill, a wonderful town. The iconic Big Cigar is
Yes.
just over there.
it's
Come down at night, check it out. That way,
Just
exactly.
over there.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful at night with the way it lights up with all the different colours. Come down and check out the history here at Pizza HQ as well,
Yes.
because you've got these histories on the wall and the big book of history as well.
Yes, and people
Absolutely
represented
fantastic
from all
idea.
the conflicts, all the
Yeah.
major conflicts that Australians have been involved in
Mm.
over throughout the 20th century.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually,
And it's one of those things, there's the history that we have here is such an attraction. And it's wonderful to see people like Pete out there just showcasing this is the history. Because when you think about, tourism, that kind of thing, the tourists, they want the stories. And we have so many stories here in Latrobe City.
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing.
And I think people underestimate the contribution to those major conflicts through the 20th century that the country and regional areas of Victoria had.
Yeah. And that's what we want to talk about, because we are talking about the secret sauce, the ingredients of the secret sauce. And the secret ingredient are people like Pete that go out and they do these little extra bits and pieces to showcase what we've got here. Because there is so much history, there's so many stories, there's so many things to do. You've got so many volunteers out there. And we talk about volunteering a lot. Because volunteering is absolutely one of those things where it does so much for your own well-being.
And it is a surefire remedy to loneliness.
Yeah, it certainly is. Get out there, be part of a community group. It will certainly make your life so much better, and you connect with people. It's great for your mental health. It is so much better for you as a person to get out there and be part of that community.
Yes, correct. And I'm not sure who said it, but it's quite a profound statement. Man was never as happy as in the pursuit of helping others.
Oh, definitely.
Volunteering
100%.
gives you that opportunity.
Absolutely.
And it's a surefire remedy to loneliness.
It's
multifaceted in its benefits back to you for your mental health and well-being.
I mean, there's so much science that proves that. And also, too, from that perspective, I mean, this is where that secret ingredient of any community is. It's all these people that are doing that. And when you think about it, too, some people go, I don't really have the time. But I would suggest, if you add up how much time you spend scrolling on social media or watching TV, and just take 10% of that time to volunteer, you'll find that you've got tons of volunteers. But what you'll also find, and from your experience, Noel, it's the same as mine, is that because you're actively doing these things, you actually realize that you don't need all that scrolling and TV and things like that. You're quite selective in what you watch. I mean, there's every couple of days I will actually, that's when I turn the TV on. We don't, it's literally my TV only goes on every couple of days, and I might be building a little Lego with a bit of Star Trek in the background or something like that. And
there's not enough hours in the day. I was only just speaking to Peter when I arrived that he was stating he's in the same boat. There's just not enough hours in the day.
When you're actively doing something, isn't it?
Productive, yes.
Yeah, when you're productive. And and this is what I find amazing too, they say, if you want something done, give it to a busy person.
Yes, that's what they say. That's what they say.
It gets done.
Find the most productive person you can find.
We did.
And ask them to do that for you.
Did a bit of work out at the Yallourn Botanic Garden. Two of the sinks actually weren't working in the bathroom, so we just had a bit of a play, got both of them working again, and away we went. And
there you go. See, it's amazing what you can can do when you just have a
try. You just give it a go. Exactly.
Have a try, really.
And that's where, when we're talking about that secret sauce, the secret ingredient is those people out in the community, and it's something to be grateful for as well. Even if you can't be contributing to the level that of other people, but just a bit of gratitude, and that gratitude and going, wow, I'm grateful for those people that are putting in that effort, does so much for your own well-being again.
Very much so. Yeah. And all these little groups scattered across the region, right? One of the most important things that really makes them thrive is bums on seats.
There is that.
Really?
People coming in.
Even just turning up makes someone a cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
And these little tea rooms and things like that pop up and people share that. And again, one of those things, this is why I find these stories and that Pete's put together. It's not something you had to do, but he just wanted to celebrate the history. And then you've got that here. You've got on the walls, you've got these wonderful stories of our veterans that have done amazing work. And you've got the big book of history here. Just something, those little bits, and that all adds up. But it's something that people will want to come and see.
And I feel going around and reading those little stories attached to the photographs in places like Pizza HQ, they add to your personal colour and your character development. It adds to your story. So when you go back home with your family, you can actually talk about the little tidbits that you picked up on the way. And
when and all those. When you look at stories as well throughout history. We've got a sci-fi theme here, but we take Chewbacca from Star Wars. He wasn't one of the main characters, but he's certainly an iconic character that contributed very significantly.
And
he saved 3PO, didn't he? Yeah, in Empire.
He was really good.
Alfred in Batman,
the father figure.
Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings.
Oh yes, that's right. And he was Frodo Baggins' right-hand man.
Exactly.
That's right. Carried the sword for him as well.
Yeah.
Beatles,
George Harrison.
Now, God of the guitar. Oh, George. Oh, my kingdom for some of George's skills. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
George. He really, really was.
And this is one of the things when we're talking about gratitude, the essence of gratitude. What you appreciate appreciates. And that's the thing. When you appreciate things, it becomes more important. It's wonderful.
I do like that. Yeah. What you appreciate appreciates.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we have little wisdoms here on this show. First Light, discovering our Eden of the East.
Don't you worry about that.
Because First Light is more than you imagine, like the Trove City. But what you appreciate does appreciate. And this is where when you stop and say thank you, that gives that hidden ingredient and allows people to shine. It's quite amazing how just that little bit of a thank you, that little bit of a smile. I've had it so many times. I've been on the phone to, normally you're on the phone to a call service or something like that, and a lot of, they're trained very well to handle difficult people because a lot of people ring up to complain. But just dealing with that in a nice way and say, look, I appreciate the work that you're doing. Give them, and it makes their day. But it also makes your day.
Very much so. And to give a little bit of joy into someone's life, I think is most rewarding. I find it the most fun thing to do. Yeah. And they're two of my favourite words, Damian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this is the thing, when you look at, especially in today, people are chasing attention. You just have to look at social media and people.
Really?
Exactly.
Yes,
they do. Yeah, but the people that are posting their self.
In a pond.
Look at me, what I'm doing here, and I've changed here, and it's just constantly chasing that attention. But the real heroes are the ones that they just show up and get things done, and that's really where we wanted to celebrate those
local
people.
Local men, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They get things done.
The volunteers out there in all the groups.
How many times have you seen people, they'll sit there and talk, and nothing actually happens? And that's not a reference to our politicians, but,
No.
That wasn't, but there is a connection there. But you're in a group and people go, we've got to do this and we've got to do that, but they're not, don't actually take that step.
Yep.
Whereas those volunteers, that secret ingredient, are the people like Pete that go, okay, I'm going to put this together. And you've seen it. You see that the posters are up on the wall. I remember before, he had the posters just there. Now he's going to put them in a frame and they're all up on the wall. So it's just that those little bit of actions, those little bit of steps that make that difference.
Yes, I agree.
And it's one of those, it's... This is the reason that when you look at different towns around here, you look at Yannar, you look at Glengarry, little people. Big shout out to Jan Fitt at Glengarry who organises the Glengarry Market. She constantly does it. She makes it happen. And as she said, it's just one of those things. Instead of talking, you just go out and do it. So it's wonderful to have those people. That's the secret ingredient of the secret sauce we're talking about. Is those people that are doing these things, getting out there and doing just that little bit, and you can do that too.
It's quite easy, really. Some people sit back and think, I don't know how to do that. How would you join a group? How would I go about that? It's so daunting and so fearful.
Yeah,
correct. It is.
Yeah,
but if you get online or into your local phone book, find the number, ring the number. Leave them a message.
It's amazing when you
the journey
just go
starts.
and do it. Exactly,
Yeah,
it does
journey
start.
starts,
Exactly.
You know?
A lot of the time, as you say, it's that fear of not wanting of what might happen. We'll just do it anyway, and it's like most people will be grateful and
And as I said, you will walk in and introduce yourself and feel a little bit awkward for about 3 to 5 minutes.
Did you see Pete just walk past and he can hear us talking about him and he had this big smile on his face. And it's wonderful to see you make someone's day by giving. But when I say, hey, Pete, I'm going to praise you.
It's very important.
Yeah, it's very important, especially when it's by Fatboy Slim. Fatboy Slim.
I'm going to praise
He's
you.
got, exactly, which is our next song here on First Light.
It's a great song.
But
I
it
like
is.
Fatboy Slim.
Yeah, and it's just a reminder. Just give that thank you. Whether you're on the phone to someone at a call center, you might be frustrated with something, but that's there's a person there doing that. Make their day. Go out and find something that you can do that's going to help out just that little bit.
And place responsibility where it's due.
If you see something exciting, even if you're out and you see something that's out of place in Latrobe City, you've got the Snap Send Solve app. Just snap it, send it off, and it'll get fixed. It's quite amazing how you can do that.
And the more Snap Send Solves we can send, the more messages and communication we can have with our illustrious leaders.
We can, and we can get things done. It's like there's so much opportunity here, but comes from doing that, but also celebrating those people and that's the secret ingredient. Those people that go out there and just do it. Snap, send, solve. Put a picture up of some history. Tell a story about the history. Talk about something in a positive way. Say thank you to someone.
Correct.
All little ways to praise you.
It's all really simple. Smile.
Smile.
Smile to people.
Smile's quite amazing, isn't it?
And then you'll find that people start to praise you.
And here's Fatboy Slim.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should. have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
I am absolutely loving my coffee here this morning, Noel. I'm just having a couple of big gulps. It is beautiful here. We are at Pizza HQ in Churchill,
Yes.
named after Sir Winston Churchill.
Yes.
A
And we're having a great
town.
time.
It's a wonderful town, wonderful university here, a great big cigar. Some people don't like being called a cigar, but that's all right, we're going to do it anyway. That lights up in all different colours, especially on rainy weather like this. Come down and check it out at night. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, it's a great spot. You got vibrant little Hazelwood Village, which has all the needs and things that you need to pick up.
Yeah.
Little bakery. We have great pizzas at Pizza HQ.
Yeah, and they have a wonderful community market here as well.
Yes, that's right. They do too.
Yeah.
They have an op shop as well,
Yeah.
Lifeline op shop, which is quite vibrant as well.
Yeah.
Restaurants and different things. You also have the Churchill Leisure Centre, which is quite good.
And the
Gym.
community hub down there as well.
And you have the Churchill Golf Course.
Oh, yes.
And you have Matheson's Lake.
Yes.
Which
With
is a
little
wonderful...
duckies swimming around.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if you cast your YouTube
Well, they have a fishing
search
competition.
back to
It's coming up
episode
soon.
1, was it?
Yeah.
Episode 2
One
of
one
First Light.
We're out at church. It's
Matheson's
amazing how the weather has changed a lot. We've been going for quite a while now. But they have a fishing competition down at the lake there as well.
Yep.
Kiddies can go down it. So,
Yep, that's actually
No, there's
really
a great
nice
kids
spot.
playground there as well, and beautiful walk tracks.
The walk track is fantastic.
Yeah.
Public toilets, barbecues,
Yeah,
everything down there. A little play park for the little ones.
yeah. It's very exciting. Churchill is such a wonderful town. It's a nice place to escape. It's part of that fabric. When we're talking about the ingredients of the secret sauce, Churchill is a vibrant and very important part of the secret sauce of Latrobe City.
And unfortunately, just recently, the Churchill pub burnt to the ground.
It did.
So unfortunately, they don't have a pub, but you
The
can just
pub-
5 minutes down the road, you can go to the Yinnar pub.
Well, there's Yinnar pub as well.
That's
so,
right, which is
yeah.
fantastic.
Or you can come to Pizza HQ.
Pizza HQ is fantastic.
Yeah.
There's so many options.
There's plenty of options, yeah. But it is such a beautiful area, and the clouds have really moved. I'm doing an update. This is you're welcome to the regular update of the clouds on the Geraldine Mountains.
Yep.
Yeah, the clouds have really come down now, and you can't see the
That's
mountains
right.
at all. It's
And we're not going to give
just
a traffic.
this wall of white. It's
We're not gonna
it's
give a
like a
traffic
white out
update.
of the snow. Exactly.
Because there's no traffic.
Well, yeah, exactly. You get stuck in the traffic lights all the time. Just be careful of those speed cameras. There are a lot out there.
Yes.
Just control that speed.
When I used to drive taxis,
Especially
a
when-
lifetime ago, we used to call that flash for cash.
There's a lot of flashes for cash at the moment, and you also got the other ones that check whether you're on your phone as well. So they've got a little high-up camera. So yeah, just be careful out there. Drive safely, certainly, because
Definitely.
it's certainly the weather we got at the moment is there's a lot of puddles on the road, certain hidden potholes as well.
Yes.
You might end up in China.
Yes,
you know.
you may. You may need
Exactly.
what do you call it? A wetsuit to get out.
Oh, definitely. But we are talking about what is the secret sauce, and it's about all those elements that come together. A bit of heat cooks them into and creates this wonderful mix. But we're certainly talking about, sometimes, remembering that human side of the horse.
Yes.
Horse? Sauce.
I was just looking
Don't put any horse in your sauce.
or dead horse.
Oh, yeah, dead horse, bit of tomato, yeah, exactly.
Tomato
but when we're
sauce.
looking at, sometimes I want to think about and flashback, look at Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes.
It's a great way of just having and celebrating a day. Now,
Yes.
people have gone and calculated this because people do that. There's no way they could have done everything they did in that day.
Yep.
But, the principle is there. Get out and give it a go. Just, sometimes it's time to just step back, remember who you are, and enjoy that. Come down to Pizza HQ here in Churchill. Have a reflect. Look at the Geraldangs. Look how beautiful that is. Read some of the history that's on the walls here. Think about your own history. What are some of the things you've done? What are some of the things you've accomplished?
Yes, that's what gives you colour and character.
Well, when
and
you
people
think
want to know
about
your
it,
story.
it's amazing. Yeah, well,
They
that's
do.
true. Yeah, yeah.
They really, really do.
It's kind of it's really interesting when you reflect on your own history and the things that you have done, and you look back and go, "Wow, how impressive is that?"
Well, I was looking here. We're making reference to a Mr. Bob Ross.
Mm-hmm.
He was a painter that had his own television show in America
Yep.
between 1983 through to I think it was 82 to 93. 11 years he had a series where he painted on television. All his paintings have been purchased by a Bob Ross type entity, and they're not sold, so they're very hard to get a hold of. We lost him in '96 due to leukemia, but he painted all through his illness and was quite famous.
Yep.
He had some amazing quotes too. Do you know that?
Yeah, oh, he did. He certainly did. I mean, he was really focused on those happy little accidents, and that's part of what we look at when we're thinking about our life. Is going, well, how what is philosophy for life? And part of that, embracing who you are, is look at some of the history, look at some of the things that have happened in your life, and how these happy little accidents help create who you are and explore things that you might not have actually given it a go.
That's correct. One of his great quotes, which I love, is the secret to doing anything is believing that you can do it. Anything
so true.
that you believe you can do strong enough, you can do.
Yeah.
Anything as long as you believe. Bob Ross.
Exactly.
That sums it up. What a great man.
And that's part of that. It is that self-belief. I can do this. Well, firstly, you've got to have a goal.
Yeah.
But then believing that you can do it.
Yes.
And you're capable of so much. Just giving it a go.
Very much so.
Picasso is something we reference here as well. He said it took him 4 years to paint like Raphael, but a lifetime to paint like a child.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's the journey back to
revisit
thought authenticity. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I often ask people, when they're going through a bit of a hard time, what did you enjoy to do when you were a child?
Yeah.
Have a think about that. Go and revisit that and do it again. Start again.
Yeah.
And people have done that and really enjoyed it.
It's amazing. And it's really hard. And I've got some friends who they've worked in professional careers, a couple of lawyers I know, and then they're partners of big law firms. But having private conversations with them and just getting them to open up a little bit, they actually said, if I could do it again, I wouldn't do this. I would do something that I really loved. And the irony is that you can make just as much money and usually more money doing something you love than you can pursuing an expected career sort of thing.
Yes, something that is expected of you.
Yeah, so
as opposed to what you would like
what you really love. And that's what we're talking about, the human part of the source, your connection. What is it that you love? What do you care about? What's important for you? It's really, it's one of those things that we don't really explore. We kind of just go along with the flow. And
we don't pay enough attention to it.
Yeah.
I think we deny ourselves that guilty little pleasure and to give in to others' expectations. And I might add that can be very, very difficult to push through others' expectations. But realistically, again, once you push through the veil of that fear, the rewards that lie on the other side are exponential. And
it's amazing how we get stuck on those different what's going around us. And again, social media. I don't blame social media. I think it's where our own social media is filling a need that we have. But whereas when you step back and go, well, I'm going to head down to Pizza HQ. I'm going to sit down, relax, have a pizza. I'm going to look at the Geraldines there and just have a bit of peace in my life. All of a sudden,
not stare at your phone.
Well, it's interesting. A friend of mine, a close friend of mine, he bought a record player about 18 months ago. And I said, oh, what was that? And he goes, oh, I don't know, I bought it. But then what I've noticed, it's actually caused me to slow down a little bit. Because I said, he goes, I like more so much that the record ends than I have to get up, I have to turn it over, or I have to put a new record on. So it slows down life a little bit. Whereas, with streaming and that, it's just constant. How often have we binged watched something? And you're just there constantly doing it. Whereas he said, it was just that slowing down. And it's finding these little places, especially here in Latrobe City. There are so many places. Go out to Lake Narrackan and just watch the water. I can imagine the water going over the falls now. It'd be insane.
Oh, great, wouldn't it?
More River Falls, same, just down that way.
Yes, it's just down the road here. You remind me saying that buying a record player to slow things down. Just recently, Damian,
yes.
I've been running a bit of an experiment. I've decided I'd like to have a little bit of cash in my pocket as opposed to a little plastic card.
Yeah.
So I adopted a little purse and got myself a little bit of cash to carry around. Well, what's actually happened as a part of a natural consequence to that is I have to slow down. And I'm talking to people more, and they're talking to me more, like people behind the counter. And we count cash back and have a discussion about cash and the speed of life and the ease of swishing a card. We're losing those little skills, those little human interactions through some of the implementation of our technology, unfortunately. But it's not hard to get back.
It is, and it depends on how you use that. Because, I mean, I was... a friend of mine, he had a coffee shop and still has a coffee shop, but he bought this new fully automated coffee machine. And it had a number of different, what are they called? The hobs. But it was simply, you program it in, you press a button, and it produced coffee just as good as any barista can make. And it was really fast. But what he said, what was most interesting about having that was, it was because people say, oh, it's not the same. But he said, what it really did was it gave me more time to interact with the customer. Because while you're busy making all these coffee and stuff, it's hard to stop and talk. But he said because the machine was doing that, he actually was able to have that interaction with people, which is what you're talking about, creating things in a way so you can have those interactions and connect with people more. So it's just stopping and finding that space. And we're talking about, the human source. It's about that connection. Not just the connection with others, but connection with yourself, which was really important to just sometimes take that time to do things by yourself and enjoy it.
And the art of conversation and the art of communication with others is a practice sport. You get better with practice, and it does take practice.
There's a friend of mine in the States was talking about that. He would say, he would go, his wife was an executive in large corporations, so there's lots of functions to go to. And he would tell his wife when they go to a function, he said, I bet, on Monday morning when you go back to the office, there'll be 5 people that will say, what a wonderful person I am. And what he would do is he'd go to the function and he would talk to the other people, but he'd just ask them questions about themselves, about them. So, and he would just talk about them, and they'd be going, oh, wow. They knew nothing about him or who he was, but they thought he was amazing because he was listening to them. And that's where if you ever get stuck with communication or whatever, and you're in that position where you go, I don't know what to say, ask a question to the person. Be inquisitive about the people.
And they will teach you so much.
It's
and you'll come away with a story
Yeah.
that you can share with others.
Yeah, yeah. Because how often do we get there and we're talking about ourselves and then we go, "Oh, what am I going to say?"
But
when you actually,
what do you learn? You already know about yourself.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, hopefully there is that element. So this is where you really want to just stop and put your records on. Coming back to that refresher, this is my segue into the next song by Corinne Bailey Ray. But this is really about, so take a breath, let the noise fall away.
I always talk about taking deep breath.
Yeah.
Some deep breathing will calm your day.
And this is where, sometimes take that to-do list, put it aside, and, just take a bit of time.
That's
you should have on your to-do list, I think, a time where we have no to-do list or nothing to do, just that time for yourself.
Yes, I think that's valuable advice.
Yeah, for no good reason at all other than it's peaceful for yourself.
Yep, because you will find you'll be more productive if you take those little moments to yourself.
Yeah, there is that story, isn't it? The two woodcutters, working away. One constantly sits down. And gets back up, sits down, gets back. The other one's working away. At the end of the day, the one that was sitting down has more wood. And so how is that possible? He goes, well, when I was sitting down, I was sharpening my axe.
Contemplating the future.
Exactly. And that's where having that time for yourself is really, really important. So put your records on. Here's Corinne Bailey Ray.
Enjoy.
3 little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete. Maybe sometimes we got it wrong, but it's alright. hesitate. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Blue as the sky, sunburned and lonely, sipping tea in a bar by the roadside. Just relax, just relax. Don't you let those other boys fool you. Gotta love that afro hairdo. Maybe sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more you stay the same, the more they seem to change. Don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Twas more than I could take. Pity for pity's sake. Some nights kept me awake. I thought that I was stronger. When you gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer? Do what you want to. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Ooh, you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
I've done really well, Noel. We're here at Pizza HQ, First Light, discovering our Eden of the East because Latrobe City.
Is more than you can imagine.
It is so much more than you imagine, and I've done really well. I finished my coffee, but I haven't touched the biscuits yet, so I am going to get there, I think.
Nearly three-quarters of the way through, and a biscuit has not been touched.
Exactly. My coffee's
Look.
gone completely. Exactly. And look at it. Aren't they amazing? They're absolutely amazing. Maybe I will make it through and I'll have it after the show. But we are having a wonderful morning here, Pizza HQ. If you haven't been, come down and check it out. Have a look on the walls. There's just these wonderful bits of history, service people from the region here in Churchill, and what they did to help create the freedoms that we've got. And then you've got the big book of history there.
Yep.
The producer's over there. He's dumped us. He's going through the big book of history, which is good to see. It's
Once
just,
you start reading, you just can't stop. It's really, it sort of takes you in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
There's so
fantastic.
much wonderful history here. Similar sort of thing out at the Yallourn Botanic Garden, which is at the old production centre building there, the big White House. We've got the history of little information stations where you can learn that history. And there's so many places like that. You go out to Yunnar, go out to Glengarry, Tyres. There's so many wonderful little towns here. When we look at Latrobe City and we're talking about the secret sauce, the ingredients of the secret sauce, Churchill is one of those ingredients that makes Latrobe City absolutely fantastic.
Very much so. It has education, resilience, creativity, and kindness.
Oh, definitely.
Put them all together in a big melting pot, and you have a community.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have this wonderful community, and it is a big melting pot here. There's so much culture. I mean, we did a show down at the Immigration Park, and have a look there, because what they've done is they've created tiles that look like flags of all the cultures that are here, and there's just tons and tons of them. It's just insane how many people are here, how many different cultures are here, collaborating, working together.
Well, they all come through the early stages of the 20th century to create our power industry.
There was that after World War II. They come through that. A lot of people come out that were displaced
through the 50s. Yes, leading up to the 50s, they did indeed.
And then, like you say, the creation of the power industry, and that was a big effort. There was actually a lot of opposition to that happening. But it still got up, and that's one of the things we do want to share, is to make sure when you're getting out there, giving something a go, you're going to have opposition. That's
Yes,
just
you
part of it.
certainly are. Because people are in their comfort zones and really don't like to be shaken out of them.
Exactly,
But
they certainly don't.
That's progress, really.
But that's part of that, the philosophy of how you move forward as well. That's what we're talking about, this secret sauce, is to keep moving forward, to recognise that we have differences of opinion, and that's okay.
Yeah,
we can have respectful discussion. We can talk about different things. Yeah,
we can have respectful discussions. And as I said earlier, this is how we forge our way through difficult, complex situations to find a solution which suits everybody. If one side is shut down, we don't get the answers that we're looking for. We get makeshift band-aid remedies to issues that only fester.
Well, and that's where innovation comes from. It comes from that discourse of exploring things and pushing against it. And I mentioned earlier, I mean, Fleetwood Mac and their most famous album, Rumours, the most successful album, Rumours, was when they actually disliked each other the most. But it's that pushback, that working together, you actually create this whole innovation, which is what you want to do. I mean, if you want to take a pop culture reference, have a look at Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, look at the characters in there. They're not constantly agreeing, that's for sure, but they get on and solve a number of different problems and work things out. And that's where you find that coming through in similar, if we have a look at music, Queen. I mean, you've got Freddie, he's got flair, you've got Brian, had precision, Roger had the fire, and John had the groove. Together, they created a timeless band, and that was shown when Freddie went off by himself and do a solo career, and no one even knows about it.
Not many people know that Freddie had a solo career.
Exactly.
It was a synergy of those group of four. When they come together, they created something much better and bigger than themselves.
They certainly did. And that's part of when we look at Latrobe City as well. It is such a collection of diverse towns and cities. I mean, Churchill here is quite amazing, like you said. It's an education hub. It's got beautiful gardens. You've got the Geraldines out there, which now we can see a little bit more. The cloud is thinning out. It's actually, it is really, really wonderful today, having that atmosphere with that rain. And I know a lot of people, they talk about, they want the warmer weather, but that's not the true. I mean, and this is part of the beauty of life. I mean, we used to go to Switzerland a lot, and that's minus 20 there when we went.
That's serious cold. That's
cold.
Serious cold.
Exactly. So, I mean, there's different, all different people have different needs and wants and desires. And Latrobe City here caters to people that do have that. We have the wonderful, beautiful summers that we have, wonderful water areas. We've got Lake Narracan.
It will come.
I'm excited about, going to go do some paddleboarding out of Lake Narracan. Never done that before.
Narracan.
So it's
have we spoken about Lake Narracan before on the show? I'm not sure if we have we?
Lake Narracan is one of your favourite little things.
I love
it.
Yeah. It's just
so we're going to have to do some summer stuff. I'm thinking of getting, there's a new aqua hover drone that I'm thinking of getting to do some stuff out at. Like, it actually floats on the water and takes off from the water. So I'm checking that out. Maybe that'd be good. Some good feeling with that. But there is so much opportunity here when we're talking about, the secret sauce. It's all about how we mix it all together. What happens when we bring all these elements together and basically, and so again, when you think about the cooking of a great pasta, I mean, you have some oregano and basil, two different flavors create different outcomes, but they can come together really, really nicely.
Very much so.
And this is where we really want to look at how to have that discourse. And it's not that hard, actually. It's just a bit of respect, I think. Respecting that it's okay for someone else to have a different opinion.
I think active listening helps.
It does help.
And you know what? Another thing is, I think looking into yourself and your own emotions and how you're responding to the other person speaking, and just giving them the time to speak before you make your opinion, before jumping to conclusions and shutting them down. I think that's a bit of a secret ingredient.
Well, you talk about that a lot, because the My Mates program that you and your son Remy created, you talk about a lot of that discourse and how to create that and how to create those connections and identify signs where people might be struggling.
Yep.
Yeah. So. And
we're not as human beings, I feel we're losing the art to self-regulate our emotions. We're hearing things and we're responding. We're just responding instantly. And I think we need to just take a deep breath and slow down a bit and hear the person out, where they're going, where it's going. And you don't necessarily have to agree with it, but at least you get the whole picture as opposed to responding and shutting it down. You might not agree with the opening of the discussion, but what we find is most people agree on the larger majority of things. It's only the small minority of things that we disagree on.
It's interesting that you mentioned, Noel, about people losing the art of or controlling their emotions. And I'm going to draw from Star Trek again, old Trek and new Trek. And there's a couple of scenes, certainly in the movie, the sixth movie, the Undiscovered Country. And there's a scene where Kirk and Spock are completely having very different opinions on things. And it's very controlled, it's very restrained. Spock kind of throws Kirk under the bus. And the way they interact, it is very controlled, it's very thoughtful, they think about it, they express what they want to say. And then if you go to New Trek, where you've got the movies, and Kirk and Spock, they're having a screaming match and yelling and certainly nothing that you would do as part of the chain of command to start with, but they're highly emotional, out of control. And maybe there's part of that where you've got that pop culture that is not teaching the good lessons of how to interact, because it's a really interesting dynamic when you look at how those two scenes play out in those two different movies. It's quite fascinating about controlling your emotions and how powerful that is when we're talking about mixing that sauce together, the secret sauce, of being able to control your emotions, because then you can actively listen, which you mentioned before.
And some of our very complex situations and scenarios that we come across in our society need a cool, calm head.
It's funny that how you get more done when you keep cool and listen, and it doesn't always have to be your way.
And there's not one answer to some of the complex issues that pop up. You know what they are out there. We're discussing them every day. It can be around housing or crime or as self-harm. They're very complex situations that need to be dissected with everyone's opinion put forward for a safe, sure pathway through.
Oh, definitely. And that's part of where, when you look at things too, I mean, I know I experience that a lot of times where we're doing things as a group, doing things, and someone will have a suggestion. Now, it's not how I would do it, but it doesn't really matter. It's about the outcome and moving towards that outcome. Sometimes we get stuck on that minutiae of the detail of how to get there rather than focusing on the goal of what we want to get. And then when we're bringing that secret sauce together, we bring it all together, it helps to stay focused on the bigger outcome. What is the outcome? Because how you get there, there's multiple ways. And I found that really works very well for bringing these things together, is not so much how do you get there, but staying focused on the outcome and recognizing there are multiple ways to get there.
That's correct. And only if I could.
Thank you. That's a segue to our next song, 1927, If I Could. Because, I mean, this is the thing, that there are dreams and that a way to come together, to bring things together and focus on how we could actually connect with each other, how we can move forward to bigger goals. And also, too, I mean, let that, as you say, control that emotion, because the world is not going to end because you didn't get your way, because someone didn't win an election or whatever. The world will continue to move forward. And you can do, and that's where we talked about, you can do your little part to make things different, to improve things. Like, here at Pizza HQ, going to give a big plug for the wonderful work that Pete's done, Pete and the crew have done here. Not only they have great pizza, great coffee, great food, great bickies that I haven't tried yet.
Great stories.
Great stories, but yeah, exactly. Up on the walls is the history of some of the the people from the region, the veterans, and the big book of history there as well. Just
Very
the little
important.
things, you can create that kind of stuff as well. So if I could, here's 1927.
Enjoy.
If I could paint, I'd paint a portrait of you. Sunlight in your eyes, a masterpiece of truth. And a single tear, like a silent prayer that's shining so much brighter than a diamond ever did. If I could do anything at all, I'd do it for you. If I could write, I'd write a book for you. A tale of hidden treasures with an IOU. where love's the central theme. If I could do anything at all, I'd do it for you. Darling, can't you see what you mean to me? Anything I could do, I'd do it for you. Darling, don't you know just how far I'd go? Anything I could do, I'd do it for you. Sometimes I feel so second rate. Seems loving you is my greatest mistake. I know I'm insecure and love don't keep score, but I wish I could give you more. If I could play, I'd play up a storm for you. The raging sea of passion that you never knew. Every whispered sound would touch your heart, and maybe for a moment I could be your favorite star. If I could do anything at all, if I could, I'd give you more. If I could do anything at all, I'd do it for you. Hey, darling, can't you see what you mean to me? Anything I could do, I'd do it for you. Hey, darling, don't you know just how far I'd go? Anything I could do, I'd do it for you. Hey, darling, can't you see you mean the world to me? Anything I could do, I'd do it for you. Hey, darling, don't you know just how far I'd go? Anything I could do, I'd do it for you. I'd do it for
Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a biscuit live here on First Light. I'm going to have a go, bit of a
Have a look.
I've got to do it. I'm going to try
Has to
this.
be. Now, Damian has been displaying very good self-regulation of emotions, and he's left that biscuit alone for about 80% of the show. He's done really, really well.
It's very yummy. Probably got biscuit all over myself. I loved it.
How was it? All right.
No, it's absolutely beautiful. Come down to Pizza HQ.
They look like chocolate melting moments.
They are chocolate melting moments.
They look
They're just
delectable.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Great way to start the day with your coffee from Pizza HQ. Here in Churchill, wonderful place to be. The producer's got himself another coffee. That's pretty cool. I hope he's ordered us some as well. I don't know. This one's been decorated. This one's been decorated. Oh, look at this. We're going to bring that in. Show the wonderful decoration that we've got here.
Look at it.
Look at the leaf on that. How thank you, Pete.
Check that out.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Nice. That's fantastic. Look at that flower. It's like a.
I'm starting to
Is
celebrate.
it a tulip? It's a little flower, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, we'll let that producer can come and take that away because that's his coffee. We don't want to steal his coffee. Very important to have.
Yes. You best take that away.
Exactly, because otherwise I'm going to drink it.
It smells delightful.
But this is First Light. Oh, God, fantastic. This is First Light, discovering our Eden of the East, because Latrobe City.
It's more than you can imagine.
It is so much more than you imagine. We have so much exciting here. So much exciting here. That'll do. We have so much exciting here.
That's exactly what we're on
Got to
about.
think different. Absolutely beautiful morning here. It is raining, but we've got the clouds over the Gerlangs. It just looks absolutely beautiful. A wonderful spot here. There's a nice, just a nice atmosphere here. It just feels comfortable, feels relaxed. I got a bit of a sense of calm when I walked in this morning. It was
It's fantastic, actually. And in this environment down here, I've been noticing quite a bit that a lot of restaurants and cafes will supply you with a little blanket for your knees.
They will too if you
So
get a bit
actually-
chilly as well.
And so you get that real warm,
Yeah.
welcome feeling where you can have if you're a bit chilly, sit
Yeah.
down while you have a coffee or a pizza.
Yeah, some people do.
Pizza
We have
HQ supply a little blanket
Well, it's
table
interesting
as well.
that because
it's fantastic.
different people, and we're talking about that secret sauce, the ingredients of a secret sauce, and the diversity of different people. And people do have different temperature comfort
Yes, they
zones. So
certainly
some people
do.
it's a little bit cooler, some people a little bit warmer.
And I was led to believe that the ladies have a little bit less fat coating around their cells, so they feel the cold more than men.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah.
That's why your wives are usually shivering, and when the blokes are going, "What's wrong, love?"
Yeah.
Huh?
I thought it was because men don't have feelings.
Well, could be a combination of that too. Damien,
There is that. The secret is out.
Hey.
We're on the secret sauce. We're selling the
that's not conducive with a good mental health and well-being. Of course, men have feelings.
We do have feelings. We just express them differently.
We certainly do.
We don't
And
talk
do
about
need-
them as
We do
much.
need to express them a little bit differently.
There is that element too. So there's that combination there where we're talking about the secret sauce and the ingredients of the secret sauce. Latrobe City is certainly a mixture of so many different towns, and which is, I think, is an advantage for our region to have all that.
And the region has synergy.
It does.
All the different towns
It does.
come together to create something
Yeah.
much bigger and better.
And we're in Churchill where we have this wonderful university. I mean, you know, if you went to the university
I
here.
spent a number of years at the Federation University. Yes, I did. And still today, I can go across there to go to library or something like that and still get that.
Have you still got your
wonderful-
library pass?
Yeah, of course. I'm alumni, Federation alumni.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Check
It's a
out the
lifetime membership. Don't worry about that. And very proud to be, I might add.
Fantastic.
But when I wander over there, I still get that wonderful feeling walking through the campus.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Sometimes there's a tiny little spot in a certain hallway that has glass windows down one side, and there's a couch, and I sit there for a few minutes and just marvel at the bloody beauty of it. It's a really lovely place to wander around and have a look.
Exactly. That's absolutely so true. There's so many things there to look at. And that's part of when we're talking about the ingredients of the secret sauce. The secret is out that there is no set recipe for a secret sauce. You've got all different sauces. You know?
True.
You have we talked about the 11 herbs and spices. And you've got your wonderful Nana's secret sauce for pasta for those Italians. And
Would you say they all have a foundation though?
And that's the
key
thing.
ingredients to put together.
Well, we become the flavour of what we dare to mix, and it becomes, this is how new things come together. We explore. This is, we were talking about that, Noel, how you were saying, have a listen, active listening, and from that you create a whole new sauce, a new way of moving forward, and that's where innovation comes forward. Is from that discussion. It's from that embracing of difference of opinion is there. What can I learn from that?
Yes.
How can that impact on what I'm doing? The world is not going to end because we have a differences of opinion, and we keep moving forward. We keep evolving, and I think again, whether you believe in a divine being or evolution, if you're not evolving, you're becoming extinct. I mean, 99.9% of all life is extinct.
Yes. Well, how can we stay still in a existence of change?
Yeah. And
there is nothing as imminent as change. Oh, nothing as certain as change.
Yeah, and it's pretty imminent as well. I agree with that. And we look at Churchill here. I mean, at one point, there was no town here.
Yes.
And then they're building a power station. They built a town, named it after Sir Winston Churchill, fantastic leader. Yeah. And then Churchill has now gone through its a transition as well because there is no power station at Hazelwood anymore. Yep. And it's this wonderful place to just chill out and relax and enjoy.
Absolutely. And there's all those wonderful little towns that surround Churchill as well, which are worthwhile exploring.
Yeah.
South.
Yep.
There's the Jarlangs.
And it's about having that trust and starting that journey. And we look at pop culture again. Frodo, he didn't know. He left the Shire, didn't know how it was going to end up, but gave it a go. Luke Skywalker as well. I mean, didn't want to go initially, but then the stormtroopers did some nasty things to his uncle and aunt.
That's right. He wanted to fight for the Federation, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. I didn't know that, producer.
There you go.
Saying the area was known as Hazelwood.
Which is probably Hazelwood Village. That's where that connection is. So the area was known as Hazelwood.
Yes.
Hazelwood Power Station. We've got Hazelwood Village and the town of Churchill.
Yes.
There you go. Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Great example. Had to believe before he took the step.
Neo.
for the bridge to appear. And
Neo
Neo,
from Matrix.
Oh, red pill, blue pill?
He didn't even know.
Exactly.
He had to be convinced that he had to take the step. He wasn't introduced. He didn't know he had to sort out an answer because he hadn't thought of the question yet.
Yeah.
So that was very inspirational.
Yeah. And similar sort of thing to get to where you're going to go, you get in that pop culture platform 9 3/4.
Yes.
Have the faith to go through the wall.
Good old Harry.
Harry Potter, exactly. And that's the part we're talking about here. The secret, is there is no set secret source.
No.
It's a combination of different things, and it's the trust in the journey.
Yep.
Let's go through. Let's see what we find. Let's see how we grow. Let's see how we evolve. Let's see how we move forward.
Correct.
I mean, it's part of that. Yeah, the producer's got this big map. Come and check out this big book of history. It's quite insane. Have a look at this. This is part of the big book of history. It's quite fascinating. That's part of the original. So come and check that out.
That's the footprint where the town went on. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
And that's part of what we're talking about, this leap of faith. And I love that scene from Indiana Jones where you have to believe to take the step, which is what it's really all about, is believing and taking that step.
Yep.
And that's part of what this secret is.
Yes.
Yeah. So
very much so. And it's not until you push through that veil of fear
the
rewards start flooding through.
There's another set of the big book here. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Oh, that's
so
the
coming down and check
behind the hazel wood.
There you go. So come down and check that out. There's this big book of history. It's absolutely fabulous. But what we want to do is, we're looking at, what you really want to do is find that source within. What is your secret source?
Say, Damian, talking about source. Oh, could we really metaphorically look at ourselves as a source?
That's the point.
In the making.
Yes.
I think that's brilliant.
It is. Our source is evolving. We're growing. We're connecting.
We add to it, and the colour and the flavour.
Look at your history of what you've done throughout your life. That's why I say really take that step back and have a think about your life. Yep. What have you done? What have you accomplished? Look at that. Look at all the different things you've done. You might have, you started out, you went to primary school, secondary school, things that you did there. Gone out, had a relationship, probably had a relationship that didn't work. How did that impact you? And how did you recover from that?
You still grew from that.
You
learned how to do a relationship properly.
Yeah, very important. You don't have a relationship, you relate. It's a skill, it's an action that you do.
Yes.
And you learn those skills, and you went out and you got a job, and you probably had multiple jobs, multiple houses. Some people had the same house, and then you evolved that house.
It's a good little exercise. Sit down with a pen and paper and just write a list of some of the things you've done. I think by the time you finish the list, you'll be rather surprised.
Yeah.
Because we tend to get on with our daily lives and forget about those monumental experiences that have made us who we are.
Yeah.
And to remind ourselves of who we are can actually re-inspire us as to how dynamic we actually are.
And this is when we're looking at things that inspire us to move forward. We have this choice. We have this amazing choice in where we live, certainly in Latrobe City and Australia. We have the choice to create the life that we want to live.
We're very lucky in that manner.
We certainly do. Not everyone has that. And part of the part that holds you back is the fear, doubt, comfort. We don't want to step out of that because of those factors, and that's the price of safety, is never seeing what's on the other shore.
Yes, correct.
So we want to connect that as we go through is when we're looking at crossing the river, you've got the ferryman.
Yes.
Don't pay the ferryman.
Don't pay the ferryman.
Too soon, don't too soon. It is a segue to a song, but it's a really important metaphor, I think, to remember that you've got, the ferryman can take you across the river for a price.
Correct.
And that price is letting go of fear, doubt, and comfort.
Correct. This comes from an ancient Greek story of crossing the Styx River.
Yeah.
That's S-T-Y-X river, and getting to the other side. And the song depicts metaphorically that it's about the journey.
Yeah.
And you don't pay for the journey until you get to the other side.
And that's the part, you can't get to the other side until you pay either.
So there's a real...
It's that balance, isn't it?
Would that be a juxtaposition?
Yeah, it is. It's part of that combination of you've got to... That's why I love that scene from Indiana Jones where he's taking that step out. You've got to believe to take the step. Yes. So you've got to step on. You've got to believe there's something on the other side of the shore to move forward. And then you've got to take that step. but part of that is making sure that you let go of that fear and doubt, and then move forward, and then accept and embrace moving forward. And that's where you pay the ferryman.
And your payment in this metaphorical story is your commitment, your time, your dedication, and your determination.
Yeah, great song. Here's Chris de Burgh and Don't Pay the Ferryman.
Enjoy.
It was late at night on the open road, speeding like a man on the run. A lifetime spent preparing for the journey. He is closer now, the search is on. Reading from a map in the mind. Yes, there's the ragged hill and there's the boat on the river. And when the rain came down, he heard a wild dog howl. The voices in the night, don't do it. Voices out of sight, don't do it. Too many men have failed before. Whatever you do, don't pay the ferryman. Don't even fix a price. Don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side. In the rolling mist, when he gets on board, now there'll be no turning back. Beware that hooded old man at the rudder. And then the lightning flashed and the thunder rolled, and people calling out his name, and dancing bones that jabbered on him on the water. And then the ferryman said, there is trouble ahead. So you must pay me now. Don't do it. You must pay me now. Don't do it. And still that voice came from beyond. Whatever you do, don't pay the ferryman. Don't even fix a price. Don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side. Don't pay the ferryman. Don't even fix a price. Don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side. Don't pay the ferryman. Don't even fix a price. Don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side. Don't pay the ferryman. Don't even fix a price. Don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side. Don't
Well, I'm not sure what happened there, but Cookie has
Sorry, Damian.
yeah, still there,
That's it.
Cookie Monster. This is First Light, discovering our Eden of the East. We're at Pizza HQ in Churchill, a wonderful place to enjoy a wonderful pizza, a view of the Juralangs, some of the history here on the walls of our service people, and the big book of history of the history of Churchill as well. It's just something wonderful, and this is the magic of how the secret sauce all comes together right here in Latrobe City. It's just a beautiful, beautiful area. A beautiful location, wonderful place to connect and
Great
create that peace.
destination.
Great destination as well. So this is where we really want to embrace this this wonderful region and celebrate that.
Yeah, it's very much so.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity to come down and just slow down a little bit. I know, so I was in Melbourne on the weekend, and it was all very rush.
Yeah.
You know, everything's moving, everything's on the go, everyone's got to get somewhere. There's so many people going everywhere. But the beauty of coming down to this region is you actually get to take a breath and just slow down.
And there's so much opportunity here. It is just such a beautiful thing where you can do so many things, especially in the way today's world works with technology and be able to work from home and all that kind of stuff. You can do that. And this is where we really want to bring it all together.
Yes.
There is no set secret sauce. You have your own secret sauce, your own life to create the way you want. And this is where we can all bring that together. And again, big shout out to Pete at Pizza HQ and the crew here doing a wonderful job creating that dough.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, it's been absolutely wonderful here this morning. So we do want to say thank you, and that alchemy of what happens when we mix things all together, when we listen to what's going on. We don't get too emotional. I like that you talked about there, Noel, how we seem to be more emotional rather than making some logical decisions.
And we need to lean back into that feeling a little bit and have a think about it before bursting out with our short thought out positions. Realistically, just have a bit of a think. It's okay to have your opinion, and it's okay to express that. Yeah. But just lean into that emotion a little bit, feel it, see what's going on there for you and why you like that. Yeah. I think you'll get a much better result if you do that.
You certainly will. And it's a wonderful area here in Latrobe City. Certainly Churchill is a wonderful town. The big cigar to check out, the Federation University, Lake Highland, the golf course.
Yep.
And not far down the road, you've got Moore National Park.
Federation University.
Yeah, Federation University.
Lake Narragansett.
Lake Narragansett is not far away as well.
Yeah, it's not far away.
Moore River Falls, Narragansett Falls.
Yes.
So many beautiful parks.
You can go and have a look at.
Hazelwood Pondage places, and there's a number of different Anzac memorials throughout as well to check out. Absolutely beautiful. Yep. It is such a beautiful place with so much opportunity here and so many things just to take, as you said, take that time, get that secret sauce, relax, get peace of mind, and away you go.
Relax. Take a deep breath.
Yep. Take a deep breath.
Smell the roses, one might say. No, that's not a segue.
No, but we do have wonderful rose garden here in Morwell as well. The Centenary Rose Garden certainly was. It was
and
just
got a good turn up too, even though it was raining.
Yeah, it did.
Did get a good turn up.
Got an absolutely wonderful turn up. So, and it's part of when we bring this all together, it's when we're talking about the secret sauce, the ingredients of the secret sauce, when it all comes together. And you lean into it, as you mentioned, Noel, all of a sudden things start to sizzle. It really creates that fire
friction
and to move forward. And we talked about that. And you could even say that sauce finally boils over and creates that hellfire.
Indeed.
So, which I thought was a great way of ending the show today. Is just really get pumped up,
excited.
Courtney.
Great song.
Yeah, Courtney is he's underrated. I think but it has such great music. It's absolutely fabulous. But when we think about Churchill as well, this is this wonderful hellfire here. It's just like you can sit back and go, yeah, this is really cool. Yeah. I'm having peace, and it's really cool. We've got the Gerlangs out there, got this wonderful history.
Well, I dare say it'd be a bit hard for people to come up from Melbourne and just sort of get into that slow down process. Would you?
It can be difficult. It can actually feel uncomfortable. So, and also too, if you're a caravaner as well, just remember, just down the road, caravan, the Yanar has a free dump point as well.
Yep.
A little caravan park there, so you can stay.
And while you're doing your dump, pardon the pun, you can go and have a coffee, or you can go to the local store, which have some wonderful bread and cakes. I was there the other day. It was just delicious.
Definitely. So, thank you very much for joining us here on First Light, discovering our Eden of the East, because Latrobe City is more than you imagined. Certainly he's here in Churchill, Big Cigar, Pizza HQ, lots of other wonderful things to check out, like Federation University, the golf course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lake Highland.
And thank you, Damian.
Thank you, Noel. It's been a wonderful morning here. And thank you for joining us, listeners, and we look forward to catching you next week on First Light.
Take care.
A valley where I lay my head. Cold as a woman in another man's bed. Down in the forest with the devil in me. I remember the looks on their faces through the sycamore trees. Ain't no chariots of fire come to take me home. I'm lost in the woods and I wonder. I'm waiting, I'm ready. Sing pretty melodies on the unmade bed. Slow dancing to a silhouette, 'cause I ain't dead.